from the Penn Libraries.
All right, so do you have data that lends itself to mapping or lends itself to visualizing change over time or possibly would lend itself to network or relationship analysis? If you're answering yes to any of these, then Palladio might be a good tool for you. This has come out of Stanford. It's a tool that was generated for a research project called Mapping the Republic of Letters, Mapping Enlightenment Correspondence. And then they've made it freely available to people like us. And I think it could be fun for you. It could be fun for your students. And so do you have structured data? Do you have data that can fit into a spreadsheet? This is just a little, a modest, or some would say half-assed example that I've put together. We'll edit that out of the video. So here is some data on migration of Indian indentured laborers. And you can put it together on a little map with the locations are too close together, so the sized dots isn't working as well as right here. And then a little timeline beneath which shows the duration of the periods of migration. So I actually think this is a really easy way. It's not using it as the user's intended, but this is a really easy way for students to make a quick map. And it's visualizing places that when you and I look at the table, we might have a clear mental picture of where the things are. But for students who are just learning about some of these locations, I actually think it's a useful visualization, even just making a quick little map like this. And that's something that I've done with my students. Now, if you want to do something a little bit more interesting, here's a primer from Miriam Posner out in LA. And it's a little exercise you can walk through playing with a data set. And she's got a larger data set that she's using, where you have this wonderful collection of photographs in this case, and which was conveniently uploaded by a university in a spreadsheet format. You clean it up a little bit, and here we can map all of the locations of the photographs, and you can start drilling down into them using the metadata and looking at how they're tagged. And then you can actually interact with the timeline live and start playing around with it. And that, I think, is really quite exciting. So I should be demonstrating this live, but I lack the courage. But if it were live in the site, you could be dragging this and seeing the points change. So you can sort of look at it live. And what you can do is, because the data doesn't live on the site, the data is in the spreadsheet. I'm imagining you've got a class of 20 students. They each have the spreadsheet. They're each manipulating it in different ways during class and coming up with different approaches to the data using Palladio. And then you could share the models that they come up with. And you can save your results and then bring them back up in the site later to share it with folks. So I think oh, there's one more feature. I know I'm running out of time. The network. And there it is.